Hello there once more. My name is Evans Mlenga, uh, the Chief Admin for the Civil Servants platform for exchange transfers. Um, in this video, I would like to share with you information on how you can process a transfer in less than 4 weeks from the time you start. So before I can share with you the details on what you're supposed to do to process that transfer within the shortest possible time, I want to remind you that you can support me by simply subscribing to this YouTube channel. So below this video, there is a word there, subscribe in red. Simply click there, then you'll be subscribed and you'll be receiving notifications whenever a new video is shared concerning transfers on exchange and other related important information. And you're going to give us the needed support that you require. So how do you now start your process of transfer? What is the procedure? How do you achieve processing your transfer within 4 weeks? So before I can dive into the details of what you're supposed to do for you to be able to process a transfer within 4 weeks, I'd like to share with you some very important information that you need to know before you can even start that process. One of the most important things that you're supposed to do, even before you start, is that you need to inform your administrators that you intend to get a transfer to another place. Why is it important for you to share this information? Remember that administrators, head teachers, are given the responsibility to oversee the learning and teaching processes at every institution. So they also ensure that they fulfill that responsibility by ensuring that they have enough manpower within their institutions, they have enough staff at their institutions. So if you are a member of staff, you are a teacher at that particular school, or you are a civil servant at that particular station, even before you think of starting a transfer on exchange, you need to ensure that you inform your superiors of your intentions to move. Informing your superiors, your administrators, your supervisors of your intentions to transfer on exchange is going to help you to receive the support from them. For example, the very moment you are going to find someone to swap with and you'd want to start drafting letters, application letters on exchange, your administrators, your head teachers, your supervisors will be able to be aware and endorse, give you a go-ahead. In fact, even when you inform them, they will even be able to advise you on the very best person you can look for as your swapmate. Because we understand in some institutions we have got shortages of manpower in certain departments. For example, in schools, we have departments that have got low staffing levels. So for you to be able to find someone you can swap with, probably your head teacher might want to advise on the best person. Probably someone is going to replace you, someone who offers maybe the same subject combinations as yours. So when you do this, then it is going to help you to process your transfer without any problems. Your head teachers are going to support you, your supervisors are going to support you, and they're going to be able to give you advice on how you're going to proceed. So you need to establish a proper relationship with them from the very beginning for you to have a smooth processing of your transfer on exchange. So now let's talk about what you need to do. What are some of the things you need to do? What are the procedures for you to process that particular transfer within a month, in less than a month? So the first step, of course, is to find a swapmate, and in this case we are assuming that you already have someone you want to swap with. So how do you proceed? So it's very simple. Come up with letters. Write an application letter on exchange. In the comment sections of this video, I'll be able to share you a link, a WhatsApp link, which you'll be able to follow, join a WhatsApp group, or I'll simply share my phone number there, where I'll be able to share the formats on how you can write a letter on transfer, on exchange. So you'll be able to follow this format. You can edit it, you can write to suit your situation, and then you'll be able to proceed with the process. So once you do the letters, you are going to give your head teacher or your supervisor to indicate on the letter that you can go ahead. They have no objection to your transfer. So once that is done, you can have that copy of a letter, which is your original letter. And of course, if you want, the letter can be typed. You can also write it using pen, and then the head teacher is going to comment on it and put a stamp there to show that they do not object to your transfer. If there are any objections, obviously you can discuss with your superiors, your supervisors, on how best you can proceed. So once that is done, you can keep the original, make copies, and then send one of the copies to your swapmate. You can make as many copies as possible, but the matter of the fact is you need the original copy yourself. Your school needs a copy as well. You need to send a copy to your swapmate. There's also one copy which you need to have, which you are going to take to your to DEBS. In this case, if you're talking about teachers, you're going to take your letter to DEBS, that copy. So once you send your swapmate a copy, then equally your swapmate should be able to send one copy to you. So there are so many ways in which these letters can be sent to each other's swapmates. For example, you can scan it. Scanning these days does not require sophisticated machines, or you go to places where they do scanning. If you have a smartphone, you can simply download an app. For example, you have CAM Scanner, where you can scan this document and convert it into PDF, and then be able to send it to your swapmate. And then your swapmate will be able to download it and print it. Equally, you do the same with your phones. You can download the letter that your swapmate is going to send, and then be able to print it out. So you have a letter, your swapmate has a letter, you attach them, and then take them to DEBS. We are assuming that both letters have got endorsements from your respective head teachers or supervisors. So when you proceed to the next level, in this case for teachers, I'll be making reference to teachers because I'm a teacher myself, and I'm very much conversant with the processes involved in the Ministry of General Education. And I'm pretty sure that even other ministries, you will follow a similar procedure when processing a transfer on exchange. So when you go to DEBS, remember, endorsing on a letter, it does not take days. It takes less than a minute. So when you take your letters to DEBS, it can be endorsed the same day. So once this is done the same day, then you are lucky. Actually, it happens, but it is very rare. So when you take your letters to DEBS, make sure that you frequently visit DEBS to check on the progress of whether your letter has been signed or not. And in this case, we are talking about you having to process a transfer within a month. So take the letter today, go there tomorrow, and check if it has been signed. Of course, you might be given reasons that it hasn't been worked on, probably because the human resource is not there, or the DEBS is not there, or the SIG is not there to work on them. Visit there the following day. If you visit within a week from Monday to Friday, I can assure you that your letter is going to be signed. So once your letter is signed, the procedure is that DEBS office will have to send this letter and a covering letter to the Provincial Education Office, where it will be scrutinized, of course, and usually the scrutiny is not so much as compared to this district level. At PO, they will simply endorse and agree to your request for a transfer. By the way, a transfer on exchange is something that is very straightforward, and it doesn't even require for the provincial office to have to find a vacancy elsewhere. No, because the vacancy is already there of someone you want to swap with. So you simply have these letters delivered there. So the procedure is that DEBS will have to deliver these things there. But because of bureaucracy and these offices, they do not frequent the PO office. So you can request yourself that you take these letters to PO. So if your letter is signed, if you took your letter to DEBS on Monday and by Friday it is signed, you can ask for permission. You can ask for permission from your head teacher, who is already aware that you're processing a transfer because you told them, and they are ready to support you. Request for a few days to take this to the provincial office for the letter to be worked on. So once you take these letters to the provincial office and leave them there, obviously by the registry, they might not be worked on the same day. That one is obvious, because officers at that level are very busy. They have got busy schedules, so you expect that probably it may take a week or two for the letters to be signed. But of course, we have so many officers, civil servants, we have so many teachers who've had their letters worked on within a week. So you might be the lucky ones. So if you can process these two stages within 2 weeks, then you expect your letter of transfer to be out in the 3rd week, or within the second week of your starting of this particular transfer. So from the time you started writing your letter yourself, the procedures that you are following, equally your swapmate will be able to do the same on the other side. If you are processing a transfer within the same province, it is even much easier and faster, and it can even take 2 weeks if both of you, your swapmate, yourself, are working together, moving at the same pace and pushing things. We've had teachers who have managed to get their transfers out in less than 2 weeks of their processing of an exchange transfer within the same province. And of course, we know that from one province to the other, it may take a little bit of time, because one provincial office will have to confirm with the other provincial office if the two officers that are exchanging really exist, and their PEMIC vacancies are there, and their PEMIC IDs are there, and they will have to communicate through letters. So that one might take a few days. So if you are able to move quickly within 1 week to process your transfer within your province, then you expect that in the next 1 or 2 weeks, your letters must be ready by the two provincial offices, and your letters might come out. So as long as you are making an effort to push from the time you started your process, you keep on visiting these offices to check on the progress of your transfers, you expect your transfer to be out within or in less than a month.